Welcome to WPA, whatparentsask.com. If you haven't already, do subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here. Hi, I'm Dr. Devmata Datta. I'm a parenting consultant and the founder of the website WPA, whatparentsask.com. So I'm doing a series of videos on how to teach children how to read. And one of the most important things in teaching children how to read is to read to them. And a lot of parents have a lot of doubts about how to read to children. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few pointers. So the first point that you need to keep in mind when you're reading to the child is that you need to be interested in the story. Yes, I know it's a little difficult, especially if you're reading the same story for the 100th time and it's a simple story without too much content. But as we go through this video, you will realize how many things a child really needs to understand before the child can get to a stage where he or she can actually read the story themselves. And so it's important for you to be interested in the story even if you're reading it over and over again. The next thing to remember is to read with expressions. So you must understand that the child is not going to understand this whole sentence at once, and the child is not going to understand the content of the story. So you have to engage the child in each and every word. So if you're reading, "In a dense jungle there lived a big lion and a small mouse," the child has not understood too much of that sentence. So you need to engage the child in every word. So you say, "In a dense jungle, there lived a big lion and a tiny little mouse." So you engage the child in each and every word. So expressive reading is very, very important. As you read the story, stop at the end of every sentence and ask a question. So for the previous line, it would be, in a dense jungle, there lived a big lion and a tiny little mouse. So who lived in the jungle? There was a big lion and a tiny little mouse. That's when the child really starts getting the story. The most important thing to keep in mind when you're asking the question is that you need to answer the question yourself. The question is not to the toddler. The question is part of the story. Do not expect your toddler to give you the answer lion and mouse in the first go. Your child is not going to be able to answer. You will need to answer the questions yourself. As you read the story, when you do it the second time, say, "Okay, so where is the lion?" and point to the lion in the picture. "And where is the mouse?" Point to the mouse in the picture. "And where is the jungle?" and point to the whole jungle. So slowly it goes into your child's mind as to what the whole story is all about and who these people are, the lion, the mouse, and so on and so forth. Once you've tackled the who question, go on to the where question. So where did they live? They lived in the jungle. So we've already said who, and then we go to where. When you pass the stage of who and where, go on to asking the child what. So what did they do in the jungle? Once your child has grasped this, who was there? Where did they live? What did they do? Then start asking, when did they do it? And finally, why did they do it? And that's when the child actually grasps the story. When the child has answered all these questions and the child has assimilated all this information into his or her head, that's when the story really becomes clear to the child. And it's only when the child understands the story that the child will actually want to read the story. So repeat the story and every time ask these questions until the child understands the whole story. So repeat the story and every time point to the words that you're reading in the story. So the child will have the story by heart, the child will know which word goes with which sound, and slowly the child will be able to recite the story. Then give the book to the child and say, okay, can you read the story out to me? And the child will be reading from memory but pointing to the words, and that's how the child will learn how to read. So this is the way to read to a child. If you read to your child perfectly, your child will easily learn how to read very quickly. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to encourage your child to read. So that's going to be video 4 of the 5-part video series on reading. Do stay with me and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay with us.